Cody Rhodes has finally opened up about the bad blood between him and AEW, and clearly it is not as much of a clean breakup as we originally thought. Meanwhile, Triple H has defended WWE Unreal, and we have a huge update on Drew McIntyre's SummerSlam status. What is up, wrestling fans? I'm Ben Allison here at Wrestling Republic, and you are watching Wrestling Republic News, a daily show which brings you all the news that you need in the time that it takes for you to drink your morning coffee. Let's get into it. So let's start with this Cody Rhodes bombshell, because he's been interviewed by Bill Simmons, and in a teaser dropped for the interview, he is finally properly opening up about why he left All Elite Wrestling. And the clip opens with him saying there's bad blood between him and AEW, but there's also a lot of good times. And when I first saw that, I thought he was just going to start talking about the good times like he always does. But no, finally he's actually starting to acknowledge what went wrong. Because he said if he's disrespected in WWE, that's one thing, but AEW was the house that he helped build, along with Matt, Nick, and Kenny, and he was being disrespected there, and so was Brandy Rhodes. And he didn't explicitly mention Tony Khan's name or anybody's name, but let's face it, he still praises Kenny, Nick, and Matt every single chance he gets. So I don't think it takes, a genius to work out who he's talking about here. And he said the greatest revenge on earth and the revenge which he wants is success elsewhere. And if he wasn't going to be allowed to do what he wanted in AEW, he will very simply do it elsewhere, and that is what he has done in WWE. Now, the craziest part of this for me is, again, he hasn't actually opened up about leaving AEW in the 3 years that he's been gone. He's kind of touched on it at times, but it's always been very cryptic. He's not properly said what the issues were. And even here, he's not properly saying what they are. Now, I have always said and speculated that I think it's got to do with Tony Khan scrapping the American Nightmare Academy storyline. Because if you remember that with him and QT Marshall, apparently that was meant to be a multi-year storyline, creating new younger stars in All Elite Wrestling, but did get scrapped due to poor fan feedback. And I mean, let's not act like Tony Khan was wrong to scrap that. The storyline did suck. That is the truth. And it is wild to think that it has taken over 3 years for Cody to finally start opening up about this, but I am fascinated if when the full interview does come out, if we find out more details, and if we don't, I mean, come on Cody, come on Tony Khan, we have got to find out at some point. At some point, all of this is going to come out. I don't know if it's going to be in a book 10 years from now or sooner, but eventually, I think we are going to get our answers. And up next, we have an update on Drew McIntyre's SummerSlam status, because over the last few days, he has been stuck in the United Kingdom due to passport issues, and it was unclear whether or not he would be able to get back to the United States in time for SummerSlam. Well, thankfully, all is good. Logan Paul is sending a jet to the UK. Drew McIntyre is going back to the United States. Clearly, whatever the issue was has been resolved, and he will be at SummerSlam. He confirmed it on his social media platforms last night, and this is great to hear. Of course, The Miz had offered to take Drew McIntyre's spot. I mean, if anybody replaced him, it should have been Carmelo Hayes in my eyes. But I'm glad Drew McIntyre is making it back. I'm glad that he is going to be in a spot as big as this. Of course, being in the role with not one celebrity in Logan Paul, but two celebrities with Jelly Roll as well. Up next, Triple H has defended the WWE Unreal series following a lot of widespread criticism from both critics and fans online. In an interview with BT and Sal on WFan, he was asked about the criticism, and the gist of it is, he basically said that the internet has been spoiling all of this for years. They've been speculating on all of this for years. They've been talking about backstage rumors for years, and now finally they show people what's really going on, and those same fans are complaining. And if I'm being completely honest, a lot of times in recent history, when Triple H has done these interviews with mainstream outlets talking about wrestling fans, I kind of haven't been liking what he's saying. But in this case, he is bang on the money. He is completely right. Like, I have been seeing some podcasters, some radio shows complaining about this when every single day they are talking about behind the scenes gossip. I mean, they have created the culture, which has meant that WWE has decided to do this. I don't understand how they can now complain about that, so Triple H, bang on the money here. But he also noted that while they are giving fans a behind the scenes look, they are not spoiling the magic tricks. They are not explaining how they do everything, and that is also very true. I said this on yesterday's show, but so far I have been really enjoying this series, and I'm only a couple of episodes in, but I don't think they're exposing the business. I don't think they're doing anything which is going to have any real long-term harm. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, please leave a like and subscribe as well. It does help us out absolutely massively here, and it helps YouTube recommend this video to other people. But talking about Triple H, he is going to be a very busy man in September because he is going to be giving a talk at the inaugural TED Sports event. Of course, if you don't know what a TED Talk is, firstly, have you been living under a rock for the past 10 years? But secondly, what it is basically influential people or people with really anything to say give a talk on something, a specific subject. And they genuinely are really great, really interesting. Well, TED have announced that they will be doing a sports exclusive event in September, and Triple H will be talking. In fact, he's not only just going to be talking, he is going to be headlining the entire event. The TED Sports co-chair said this: "We're not about exchanging business cards, we're about igniting ideas that can change the world, and Triple H is all about that." Honestly, I'm really excited for this. I'm definitely going to be giving it a watch. Hopefully it's available online. Usually they are. They usually upload them to their YouTube channels after the fact. But I definitely want to be checking it out. And last but not least, we need to head back to All Elite Wrestling because Tony Khan has revealed that he would like to bring back All Elite Wrestling's Dark Show. This was in an interview with Iridian Firo. I really apologize if I botched the name. I'm awful with names. But during this, he said that he would love to bring back AEW Dark as long as it was right for the media partners. Of course, referencing Media Brothers Discovery. Now, the rumored reason why Dark and Dark Elevation were scrapped was because Warner Brothers Discovery wanted to own the entire AEW tape library at that time. Not tape library, sorry. They wanted to own all their shows. So all the shows they wanted on their networks, and of course, there was no space for Dark. But I do believe that was their previous media deal now, because of course, there have been talks that AEW have been in talks with Fox Sports and other media partners about an additional show, so clearly this is no longer an agreement which is in place. If you don't know what Dark was, basically it was a show where every week established talents would face jobbers, and the established talents would quite quickly win. It wasn't anything special if we are being realistic, but what it did do was give independent wrestlers a payday, and that was great to see. And a lot of those wrestlers, a lot of those quote-unquote jobbers have now gone on to do really big things. I mean, Cora Jade was one of those jobbers back in the day. However, at the same time, they have basically just turned Ring of Honor into Dark now, haven't they? So, I mean, it's not like they don't have a current replacement for it. But that does bring us to the end of today's news. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.